Donald Trump and Elon Musk, along with Doge, are setting up a plan to give Americans a $5,000 refund for all of the savings that Doge saves in government spending.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the Doge savings to American citizens and 20%.
Now, people on the left, Democrats, they are freaking out, and it seems like a lot of people are against this. You still have senators like Senator Chuck Schumer from the left that are trying to find a way to be angry about this when most of Americans aren't angry about it at all. Here's a video.
The bottom line is simple. Everyone knows there's waste in government and should be cut, but Doge is using a meat axe, and they're cutting things that are efficient and effective. I was in Albany and Syracuse on Monday talking at community health centers. Many of them have had their funds cut temporarily. Some even hasn't been restored yet. And they're the most efficient healthcare providers around. Take AID. Maybe there's some programs they don't like, but most people agree that PEPFAR was extremely effective and cost-effective. Most people would want to see us continue our fight in Central Africa against Ebola so it doesn't come here. And so the bottom line is very simple, okay? If you want to make cuts, then you do it through a debate in Congress, not lawlessly by just implementing it.
Now, he said it right there. It's exactly what the American people have been so unhappy about. And it is that there are people in the government that are doing everything they can to get in the way of giving the American people their money back, or at least not wasting the money with ridiculous programs. Now, another thing that's even more hypocritical is that you had senators and representatives talking about getting reparations back to Black Americans because of the civil rights movement. The biggest hypocrisy is that when something comes up to helping all Americans out, they seemingly don't care about it and think that it's a bad idea. So let's look at a video of Representative Jasmine Crockett, who apparently is somebody that really advocates for reparations, but now thinks that this, giving the American taxpayers $5,000, is not a good idea, saying that we don't have the money for it.
Now, President Trump says he likes the idea of giving some of the savings from Doge back to Americans as kind of a dividend. Would you support that?
Listen, he's just telling a lie. He's not the one that had anything to do with the $1,200 refunds that people had during the midst of COVID that was done by a Democratic House and Democratic Senate. Right now, what they're going to do is say, hey, we want to give you a refund, but Congress won't let us, because they already know that there's just no money for that. The only reason that those refunds came before was because we were living in different times. This was a time in which hopefully we won't ever go through again. We had a once in a lifetime pandemic. The bad part is that I don't know if it's once in a lifetime, because we know that Ebola, unfortunately, was detected right here in New York here recently. And if we continue down this road of getting rid of scientists or deciding that we don't want to rely on experts as it relates to what they're telling us to do, or we don't want to deal with vaccines and medicine in this country, then we may be facing not only our next pandemic, but our next 2, 3, or 4 pandemics because of their incompetence. So no, we are not in the business of giving out money. And honestly, I don't know what $5,000 will do for you.
She tried to connect this to the COVID era and the stimulus checks that were given out then, and sort of just using the emotional aspect to say that she hopes that this doesn't happen again and that Donald Trump is kind of doesn't care about this at all. And that's ridiculous. It is clear that her only purpose is to win political points and to shun Donald Trump in any way and try to take away any of the good thing that he's done. But of course, like I said earlier in this video, any good that comes of a Republican administration or anything good that comes from Donald Trump, you're always going to have the leftists find a way to demonize it, especially their favorite networks, CNN. So let's look at this interview of Stephen Miller, President Donald Trump's political advisor, destroying the narrative over on CNN.
The American people are exhausted and tired of watching their tax dollars be corruptly spent, abused, wasted, and in every sense robbed and stolen from them. This president, for the first time in history, is committed to restoring accountability at every level of the federal government. You may assert there's no waste in the Pentagon. You may assert there's no waste in
Stephen,
Treasury.
I'm not
you may
asserting,
assert there's no waste in HHS.
Stephen, I don't think anyone...
Then why are you not celebrating these cuts? If you agree there is waste, if you agree there is abuse, if you agree there is corruption, why are you not celebrating the cuts, the reforms that are being instituted? Every day that no action is taken, the entire salaries of American workers that are taxed disappear forever.
Stephen, let's calm down.
This is
we're not having a debate.
There's no reason
about whether there are places.
You are clearly trying to debate me, and I I will be as excited as I want to be about the fact that we are saving Americans billions of dollars, that we are ending the theft and waste and grift and corruption, that we are stopping American taxpayer dollars from subsidizing a rogue federal bureaucracy that has been relentlessly weaponized against the American people.
Okay,
you may not care about
I'm
this
not
issue.
Talking about
your colleagues may not care about this issue, but we care about this issue. The American people care about this issue.
They also care about privacy.
And the American public overwhelmingly supports what President Trump.
This video perfectly illustrates what the problem is in politics. Whether you're left or you're right, the majority of American people are happy to get money back in their pockets so that they can decide how they're going to spend it. And these leftist institutions like CNN that shield for the Democratic Party, they only have one goal, and that goal is seemingly to screw over the American people. I will always be pro let Americans make the decisions for themselves. Anytime we have to take away the decision-making power from the average American and give it to an institution, I believe that is just a slippery slope to making the country overall worse. But that's all I have for this video today. I want to hear what your thoughts are on this. Do you think that this is a good thing? Would you be happy with getting $5,000 back? Do you think people are just fear-mongering and trying to find a reason to score political points? If so, please leave a comment and I'll try to respond to everybody's comments as soon as possible. My name is Roman Kenrick. If you like these type of daily news videos, please give the channel a subscribe, hit the like button, and take care.